So we're going to start learning a little about CSS, which is our cascading style sheets, and what effect they have on our website. So we're going to start on your H drive on my desktop. I'm going to make a new folder to put this website in, and so we're going to make a folder and call it website 3, and we'll go in there, and then in the folder we're going to put, that's where our index file is going to go. Make a new folder. We're going to call this, we had an images folder. We're going to have that as again, and then we're going to make another new folder. We're going to call it styles. And we're going to make a HTML document to store in here that's called index. So to get that, what we're going to do is we're going to, again, go to example.com. And we're going to view their source material, their source code. And so we're going to view the page source by right-clicking. We're going to Control A. We're going to get all of that and copy it. So that's what I want. And then we're going to open up Notepad++ in our new document. We then paste that code, and we're going to save as. And we need to navigate to the folder that we just created. So that was on my desktop, and down here, website 3. And I call that index.html. And I save it, and Notepad++ helps me out with that, with the formatting. And then I want to run it in Chrome, and I should have exactly the same thing that we saw before, because that's all the source code for it. So now we're up and running. Again, these are identical websites with the same underlying code. This is our local file, and that's what we're going to modify. Okay, so what we did before is we actually got rid of all this style stuff. We took out the CSS, and in taking that out, our web page content was the same, but the look was different. And so what we're going to look at today is actually what this does and what the CSS pieces do for us. And there's really three options for putting CSS into your web page. One is to directly embed it into the tag. And so if you're going to directly embed stuff into a tag, you need to be a little bit careful, and we'll talk about why we don't actually want to do it this way. But we basically put a style within our tag. So we go to a paragraph tag and we say style equals, and then color dot blue, and then we separate that with a semicolon for another piece, and we could say font size, and then we would have another colon would be 200%, and then we close that. This is actually our CSS, and if we save that, so Control S, and then again go back to our browser and refresh this, we're going to see that that's actually changed that paragraph tag. And so our color didn't come through, but our size did. So let's go back and see if we can fix that. Oh, I had a color dot blue. I need a color colon blue. So the way that CSS works is with these colons and semicolons for our pieces. So let's save that. Let's go back and see if that does it. There we go. So now that's blue. Everything in that paragraph tag is blue. Okay, so we can put it directly in the tag. However, we don't want to do that, because then we have to put that in all of the paragraph tags, and it might not be the same and consistent across our pieces, so it's a lot to change. So we're pretty much never going to do it that way. This is our second option up here, where within these style tags we have all of our CSS. And so we could add the same thing in here. We'd have the ability to put in another tag at the top. So the way that works is we'd say something like P, that stands for the paragraph tag. These curly braces, we'll grab everything in the paragraph tag, and then we do the same piece that we have there. So I could do color and do blue. Okay, but where we had it for blue, where we had it in quotes down below in the tag, we wouldn't do it the same way in here. So this would be blue, and then semicolon to end that line. And I could do, let's say, font size again, and we'll make it, let's make it 50% of what it would be by the default. So if I save that and refresh it, you can see that that's modifying it there. And if we look back, right, if I put in another paragraph, so let's put in another paragraph tag, right, it's going to I gotta close the tag. It's going to also funnel under this CSS umbrella, so it will be the same as our values here. So it should come back with that 50% in blue text instead. So let's save it, open it back up, and refresh it. And you can see right here, right, that's another paragraph that falls under that tag. Okay, so this is a better way to do it in that I don't have to put stuff in the tags. However, this is not going to be the way that we do it the most powerful way, because then I have to have this code, this tag in every document that I put in. And if I change it one place, I have to change it all the places. So what we're going to do is actually make a CSS file that gets called by this document. So we're going to select all of our stuff here. Okay, and we're going to recreate this. We're going to cut that out, and we're going to put this in a new document. So we open this up, we put this in here, and we're going to call this, so we're going to save as, and we're going to go in this styles folder, and we're going to call this style 1.css. Okay, so that's going to be style 1, and now that gets will be our CSS piece, and you see it formatted it for me there as well. Now to link them, we have to somehow tell it where this is going to be. So it's going to be in this style tag. Alright, so we have to specify the folder, and we have to specify the file. Alright, so what we're going to do is, without this style tag, we're going to specify a link. Alright, so instead of a style tag, we say here's a link. Okay, the type is text/CSS. The relative, it's a style sheet. And another space, we need to tell it where to find it. So this is a hypertext reference. So it equals, in quotes, it's in the styles folder, and we called it style1.css. And hopefully what that'll do is it won't change anything. So we now have one link, and if we put this link in any of our documents, it'll use the same style sheet. So let's save that. Let's load this back up, and hopefully nothing changes. If we refresh it, that's good. Nothing changes, using the same styles. So as we go back into this, now what we work on is two documents. This is only styles. Okay, so let's say I change the background color here, and let's say I want to make it red. All right, and I save that document. I don't have to touch anything here because this is still the appropriate link. So all my style changes happen in this file. If I open this back up and refresh it, now you can see I have a red background within our document. So that's it. That's our structure. Again, everything is in this file folder. So if we look at that again, right, I have my index. Styles contains the one style sheet, which is CSS. It's a cascading style sheet. If I go back here, we don't have any images, but that's where my images would be.